Chaitanya everyone, welcome back to Bhava Samadhi Darshan. So now we'll enter into the segment Glimpses of the Glorious Past on this day, 3rd August 2000. So on the exploration of the 7 inner layers, the SPH said that these layers are not used totally by the individuals. Therefore, their lives are also not tested or enjoyed totally as well. So let us listen from Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, that is
Paramashivoham
Where the ASP ends, there the Nithyananda Purana starts. A small story. A man, lean, thin, black, tired, enters into the cabin of the doctor. Doctor thoroughly diagnoses him and says, "Your health is pretty bad. You must stop smoking immediately." Then he asked, "Do you have the habit of drinking?" "Yes, doctor, every day I start my day only with some drinks." Then doctor said, "No. From today, not even from today, from this moment, you should drop all your habits. It's a mandatory. You cannot have any more these habits." Finally, doctor said, "Well, now it is $30 fees for my advice. You can go." The man replied, "Well, doctor, but who is taking it? Who is going to take your advice?" Whenever the rules and regulations are given, we have a natural tendency to resist. Whenever the spirituality is taught with the rules and regulation, it never enters inside. But to start with no other way, with few rules and regulations only, we start. That's why we gave a few rules and regulations in the ASP. ASP is more like a set of rules with which you learn. But here, I'm going to break all the rules. It is more like a guidance. Understand, if you live with the head, if you live with the intellect, if you live with a sense of entering always into others' boundary, you need rules, you need regulations. Now come down from that level, have more space, give more space for others. Instead of always entering into others' boundary, now allow others to enter into your boundary. In ASP we gave rules, regulations. The first session will be about the rules and regulations, because we have a tendency in the society always entering into others' territory. If you have 200-acre land also, when you put the fencing at least 3 feet, just 3 feet, just 3 feet, you always feel. If you purchase 10,000 acre, again just 3-4 feet. We have the tendency of entering into others' territory. That is the reason you needed rules and regulations, the first session. But here, now you have become naturally more mature, you have grown up. So you don't need rules and regulations. That is why the first session starts with dancing or ecstasy. You don't need any rules or regulation. You know the basic things or the guidelines. That's the reason I don't want to give any rule or regulation. I'll just give you few guidances to have maximum out of these 2 days. what the course is going to be. To tell you honestly, I do not know. I tell you honestly, I do not know. Somebody asked me, even yesterday night, Swamiji, what is this going to be? I said, I know only one thing, it is going to be grand. It is going to be ecstatic. When I came in the car, Swamiji, now at least you know that what you are going to speak. I said, I know only one thing, what is going to happen, I know. I do not know what I am going to speak. It is more and more going to be exploring your inner layers. See, in the ASP you studied about the 7 chakras. It is going to be the work on the 7 layers of your body. It's like you have 7 sweaters, one on, because you have so many layers. You are not able to directly relate with the reality, that's one thing. Because you have not used those layers totally, the life is not tasted, enjoyed as it is totally. We are going to work on the 7 layers of the body. There are going to be the techniques, methods to work on the 7 layers of the body. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, is it like an ASP? I tell you, it is not only not like ASP, it is not even a higher course for ASP. The ASP is totally different. This is going to be totally different. It is not a higher course. It is going to be totally different. So don't have any prejudice, any idea how this is to be, how this is going to be. Because whenever you come to know something earlier, you make totally a mental plan. What you are going to do, what you are going to do, what you are going to do. And then you exactly go out, go in and go out, come out. But here, I am not going to give you any mental plan. Just continuously be alive and active. Respond to the situation. Spontaneously respond to every moment. Continuously be alive and respond to the moments. One more beauty, above all, even the next batch who is going to attend the Nithyananda Spurana will know what is the program. See, will know what is the program. Then the whole beauty is lost. It is always, whenever you know, the whole beauty is lost. Whenever you do not know, then the whole juice, the real juice is when the whole thing is new. When next time when you all go and spread, naturally they will come with some idea. What it is going to be, how it is going to be. People ask me, Swamiji, if you advertise properly how the program is going to be, we will get more number. I said no. I said because no. I said no, because I myself don't know what is going to be. So there are 7 major parts or the elements in the body layers. You need to understand 3 things. First thing, because of these body layers, you are not relating with the reality as it is. Because always all the mystics they say, world is God. God is everything. Whatever you see is God. Everything is God. But we don't feel whatever we see as God. We only feel it as a evil. We always feel everybody is trying to exploit us. Everybody is trying to enter into our territory. Everybody is trying to disturb us. So, what the mystic says is one thing, what you feel is totally different thing. Why we feel in this way? Because we are not able to relate with the reality as it is. First thing you need to understand. Next thing, Because you have not used these layers, they become just cancer. Whenever something is not used in your system, if something is separate, if you grasp only intellectually, you will be able to listen by closing up your eyes. You can't. Few more things. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, why did you make the ASP as the basic necessity to attend the NSP? You see, the person who has done ASP, not only that he knows the language, he knows the chakras, he knows the basic meditation, he actually feels the intimacy with Master. Even if you have done all these everyday evening satsangs, you will not feel the intimacy. Only when you have done the ASP, you will feel the intimacy. When you have intimacy, you can't close your eyes. In some meditations, I used to tell the people, all right, close your eyes. I've seen many people coming and telling me, Swamiji, just leave me, I'll open my eyes and sit and see you. That is the greatest meditation. When you actually feel the intimacy, you can't you can't close your eyes and sit. Only you are intellectual oriented, you can close your eyes and sit. So that is one more reason. There are so many things which happens when you do ASP, when you undergo the program. Not only you understand about chakras, you understand more. You understand, just something happens to your being. When you don't use the energy layers, it becomes just a cancer. Whenever something is not becoming part of your being, part of your body, it becomes a separate growth. So these layers, if it has not become your part, it naturally becomes a cancer. That's the second thing. Third thing, unless otherwise you express, you start living these layers, you will never have the satisfaction that you lived. Because major portion of your life, if it is unlived, how will you have the satisfaction that you have lived? Not only for the spiritual growth, even for the ordinary world, ordinary outer world things, ordinary outwardly things. So that is the reason we are going to explore what are these 7 chakras. We will penetrate and express the energies of the 7 chakras. This is what is going to happen in these 2 days. There will be different techniques, methods to bring each and every body to your consciousness. Then when it is brought to the consciousness, it will be explored, it will be expressed. One more thing, we will be working with so many techniques related to imagination. You will be asked to visualize some things. We have a very deep disrespect for visualization. We always think, oh, by imagination what can I achieve? By visualization what can I achieve? Understand, your whole life is nothing but visualization. Your whole life is nothing but imagination. You are sitting here itself is nothing but imagination. Don't think you are really sitting here. You think you are sitting here. You feel. But of course, you will understand the truth of my statement before tomorrow evening. Before tomorrow evening, you will understand the statement. You will understand the truth of my statement. You will understand the truth of my statements before you leave tomorrow evening. The whole life is nothing but the imagination. It's like one thorn is removed by the another thorn. If one thorn enters your leg, you take another thorn, and remove it. The help of by this thought. Same way, you have so many imaginations which has entered in you without your knowledge, without your consciousness. So now, the conscious imaginations are going to enter in you to do the process, to do the work. So, whenever meditation instructions are given, just put your total energy, whole energy, a request. People who have not done ASP, please sit in the last row. You can do, you will be able to do. All my love and blessings. Put your best, but don't interfere the crowd who have done ASP. Because naturally, they will have more understanding. They will have more grasping power. You can say that's the right word. They will be grasping more. People who have not done ASP, put your whole effort, then only you will be able to see the result. Next thing, the main thing, it's almost like not only an understanding, it's a cooperation which is needed from everybody. ASP is more like a program for common people. Anybody can enter there. Anybody can enter. It's more like you go to a doctor for cough or cold and you get the medicine and walk out. It's like a outpatients department. NSP is more like a inpatients department. It's going to be more like an operation on every body, on every energy layer. We are going to work on your desires, on your imaginations, on your guilt, on your fantasies, on your depression. In every layer, we are going to work exactly on it. Because these are the layers which blocks our being. So when we are working on your guilt, sometimes you may be having some deep wound or the guilt, which can be simply released by asking. A simple solution will be there for that guilt. You see, all big doors need only small keys. Door may be any size, but the key will be only this much. Just because you don't have this much size key, you are suffering in front of the door. If you have that small key, that very door will become a way. Most of our problems we suffer just because we don't have the small keys. And now not even a key, small pad. Just insert it, take it out. For your problems also, naturally, the problem itself is simple, but you make it big, that is different. The solution is also very simple. If you can open out and tell the problem verbally, two things will happen. One is, I will know the problem and give you the key. Next thing, you yourself will know the problem. People come and tell me, Swamiji, why should I open my mouth and tell my problem? You know everything. You can verily know what is my problem is. I tell you to talk out your problem, not for myself. I know your problem. If you speak out, you will know your problem. Most of the time, you yourself don't know. You know only feel the low energy, low mood. You never feel the reason. You never understand the reason. When you verbalize it, when you talk it out, first thing you will understand. So, you will have a space, a loving atmosphere where you can express it out. When you express it out, you will get a clear solution. Because of this, there will be so many people who will be talking their personal life, opening up their personal problems. So all of you take your oath, take your vow. You will not go outside and speak about their problems. Understand? It is a commitment towards each of you. You are committed to other. The other is committed to you.
Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Moving to the next year, the year of 2007, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the Hillel Initiation Program. This program was conducted in Tamil on the 2nd and 3rd August of 2005 by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism at Adipita, Bedri. And this program was conducted to initiate new healers. Following are some of the pictures taken during the program. Moving to the year 2013, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gifted us with the Mahadeva's sacred process for completion from the Shiva Sutras. Completion happens when we sit and look at our past in an unclutched way, reliving and then disidentifying ourselves with the inadequate cognitions we carry. When we analyze where the past happened, seeing it in an unclutched way, the past form dissolves and loses power over our present characteristics. So let us listen on the great truth on the science of completion from Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism directly.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Inner awakening is running health recoveries. 100% cure for depression, insomnia, asthma, fatigue, chronic pain, insecurity, panic attacks, and other major disorders. Awaken the Kundalini Shakti, the dormant energy within. What would you do if you had 1300% more energy? Disease-free mind and body is your first wealth. Claim it at Inner Awakening. Inner Awakening, a 21-day meditation retreat with rare living incarnation. Paramahamsa Nithyananda, Nithyananda Dhyanapita, Nithyananda Nagar, Bidadi, Bengaluru, Karnataka. Contact
0802 727 9999.
Email ia@nithyananda.org.
Nithyanandeshwara Samarambam नित्यानन्देश्वरि मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today very exciting subject for Nitya Satsang. Mahadeva's definition of completion. Few days before, I was just contemplating how come Mahadeva, who has explained all the philosophies, did not explain completion process. How come he did not define the completion process? I was having the idea basically the completion process is from the Vedic tradition, the Upanishads, and Sankhya. Sankhya, which is rooted in Upanishads. Because the completion is the whole completion process is more like a maths. Mathematics of the macrocosm is Sankhya. Science of the sacred is Vedanta. Art of the ultimate is Tantra. So I was thinking that basically the completion science, because of its nature of mathematics, is from Sankhya, which is rooted in the Svetasvara, Chandogya Upanishads. Of course, Isavasya Upanishad. I was contemplating how come Mahadeva did not directly, because in that 64 tantras, Mahadeva has given everything possible to Devi. It is an amazing compilation. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Spandakarika, Shivasutras. Amazing compilation. Whoever has done that book is Mahadeva. I can be sure, because nobody other than the person who has reached the space of Sarvanya, Mahadeva, can do that work. The effect shows the cause. The effect shows the power of the cause. I can be sure it's from Mahadeva, or a person who is in the space of Mahadeva. Both are one and the same. So I was thinking, how come the Mahadeva did not explain this completion process? I was just sitting in the room, and as usual, my usual posture of going to Samadhi is I'll stretch the leg and put the body on the wall or the back support. Suddenly I saw in the golden letter the 22nd verse of Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, which beautifully translated and commented by Swami Lakshmanju and Paul Reps. Paul Reps is a person who wrote the book Zen Flesh and Bones. More than writing, I can say that compiled the book Zen Flesh and Bones. Osho commented on it. So I acknowledge the great contribution of Swami Lakshmanju, Paul Reps, Osho, for keeping and expanding this knowledge. And ultimately, bow down to Mahadeva, and I complete with Mahadeva for thinking that how come Mahadeva did not define the completion process. But anyhow, I can say he himself has reminded, saying that, hey, I have clearly expanded on this completion process. So the moment I saw that verse, I got up and ran to get the books and referred exactly. The sutra defines completion beyond any definitions given in Upanishads. Please understand, Mahadeva has gone far beyond defining completion than from the Upanishadic or the Sankhya tradition. And I also have a good news for you guys. In just few more days, I'm going to start speaking on the Sankhya philosophy as my offering to Kapila and Mahanirvani Pita, the Kapila Sarvanya Pita. Soon you will start listening about the Sankhya Karika and Sankhya Sutras in the morning satsang. So anyhow, Mahadeva has gone far beyond in defining the whole process of completion in a very beautiful way in this 22nd technique process in Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, which is part of Shiva Sutras. Shiva Sutras is a compilation of 64 books: Guru Gita, Kularnava, Mahanirvana, Vijnana Bhairava, Spandakarika. All these put together is called as Shiva Sutras, which was delivered to Devi by Mahadeva. Mahadeva directly transmitted these signs to Devi. So the 22nd verse, I'll give you the translation and we'll start there. Signs of completion by Mahadeva, we will learn. आज नित्य सत्संग में स्वयं महादेव ने पूर्णत्व स्थिति का जो परिभाषा दिया है उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. The Sutra. (22nd verse). Look at your past disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening and even your form having lost its present characteristics is transformed. Listen. Now I have to do a clear alchemy process. You need to come to the space of listening. Just by listening, you can be transformed. Just for alchemy process, you have to prepare one herb A, second ingredient B, third ingredient C. Then you have to add them one by one at certain degree, temperature. So I am preparing different understandings. Then I will collect and combine all of them and give you the ultimate understanding. Listen. First, please listen. Every moment, how you are in the time and the space is recorded in you, in your inner space. That is individual memory. And all individual memories put together is cosmic archives. Listen. For example, today August 3rd. Now 8 o'clock, 17 minutes, 6 seconds. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So each moment of time, how I am, what I am, gets continuously recorded. It goes on. This is life. Now, if there are some moments where my experience of me with the life is inadequate, incomplete, then I try to carry me to the next moments to complete me. That is incompletion. Listen. For example, this moment, if you shout at me, and I did not have the courage to shout back at you or respond to you as I want and be complete with it, for various reasons. I may not be feeling courage, or I may not be feeling energetic for various reasons. If I don't come, or I should have the strength to forgive you. If I don't complete by responding to you back or forgiving you, this remains in me as an incompletion, and I carry that to the next moment also, waiting for an opportunity to complete it. So the files brought from the past, which is not yet complete, is incompletions. Please listen. Time has moved, but the impact of time is not moved. A river is flowing, water has moved, but the marks water made on the stones in the banks of the river is not changed. That is there permanently. Time has moved, space has moved, but the impact of the time and space in the past, the inadequate cognition, incompletion, is being carried. The garbage which got into your luggage, unknowingly is incompletion. Listen. Garbage which got into your luggage unknowingly is incompletion. Now, for incompletion to happen, what all is required? Time, space, and your inadequate cognition. This is the way the incompletion gets cooked. On particular time, your inadequate cognition gets recorded on the space, imprinted on your inner space, and that gets carried. Now, the time with your inadequate cognition gets printed in the space, and that inadequate, incomplete experience gets constantly carried to next moments continuously is incompletion. One more sacred secret you need to know, that incompletion will have impact on your present moment. The past incompletion will have impact on your present moment only with bringing back that same memory. For example, at the age of 6, You have been beaten by your brother and you felt powerless. It became a deep incompletion and root pattern. Now, whenever you are impacted by that incompletion, whenever you suffer with that powerlessness, whenever you are impacted by that incompletion, whenever you carry that inadequate cognition, whenever you suffer the incompletion, for a microsecond, maybe 1/1,000,000th of the second, that form, the childhood form in which the incompletion is created has to come to your memory. You will be again remembering that form. Out of that form, that incompletion will start functioning. Listen. Listen. It is like a photograph of that moment, compressed and saved in your hard disk and replayed again. If you have to suffer with the incompletion created at the age of 6, you will remember how you looked. You will remember the form of you at the age of 6. It will be there in your memory. Till 1/1,000,000th of second you will remember. Just 1/1,000,000th of second. And your memory of that form forms the basic ground on which the incompletion grows and affects your present moment. Mahadeva is giving the technique to dissolve that 6-year-old form from your inner space. Listen. That is what he means. Look at your past disidentified. If you miss this one line, you will miss the whole thing. I am repeating. If you had incompletion at the age of 6 and you are still carrying that incompletion and suffering, if you are still carrying that incompletion and suffering, when that past incompletion is affecting your present decision, present flow of consciousness, you will remember at least 1/1,000,000th of the second the form you had at the time you had incompletion. Same that 6-year-old child, frightened, terrified, terrorized, pale, that face, that form, your inner experience of you at that moment of incompletion, you will remember. From that memory, the incompletion will start growing. So understand, each moment your form, how you look, gets printed on the space. Space is the film. Time is the material in which your form is continuously captured. Now, Mahadeva is telling, go back to the same time and same form, relive it, but remembering to disidentify. So, what will happen? That childhood form you are carrying, which is the souvenir you are carrying from your past, that form will suddenly disappear. Please understand, when you relive, this is what exactly happens. If you go back to that 6-year-old, or bring that 6-year-old incompletion now to the present moment and start living, your brother is chasing you, beating you. You are hiding in a corner, frightened, terrified, terrorized, crying, not even able to cry, frightened, gasping for breath. When you relive, completely disidentified, consciously unclutched, that form of the child, the incomplete child, terrorized child, melts away. When the form melts away, the effect of that incompletion on your inner space melts away. That is what Bhagavan means, Mahadeva means. Look at your past, disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening, and even your form having lost its present characteristics is transformed. The form loses its characteristics. Listen, this is a definition of completion. If you follow this definition, your doubt whether I am complete or not will be clarified. If you look back about the same incident, you should not be able to remember that form you had at the moment of incompletion. Then you are complete. So look at your past unclutched. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening, unclutched. Even your form at that moment having lost its present characteristics. Please listen. Incompletion is the most complicated phenomena, bringing the past childhood incomplete form to this present body and living that in this body. It is like in the young age you had a small glass 200 ml milk you drank. Now 1 liter milk you drink. You try to bring the 200 ml milk itself and try to drink now also. If you try to have the same thing which you had as a child, you will have malnutrition problem. The same inadequate cognition and that form, you bring it to this form and try to live it, and continuously suffer with inadequacy. Inadequacy is curse of life. Inadequacy is curse of life. Listen to this great truth. Mahadeva is precisely describing the process of completion. Sit, look at your past, unclutched, disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing the past happening, and you will see it such a way, unclutched, that form of that time, the name of that time the inadequate cognition of that time loses its power over the present characteristics. It loses its influence over the present. And I tell you, if you just live with your present form, you will be complete. But along with this present form, all your past forms are also getting loaded. It is like one person only can walk through the door, but 1 plus 300 of men are trying to go in through the door. You are not alone. You are 6 age incompletion, you are 7 age incompletion, you are 8 age incompletion, you are 9 age incompletion, you are 3 age incompletion, you are 4 age incompletion. All the fellows are hanging on to you. And you have to walk like a person on whom 300 children are sitting. You can't walk through a door because 300 kids are sitting on your back. How a man cannot walk through with 300 kids sitting on his back through a door, same way, in this moment you will not be complete in your life if you are carrying all the past incompletions on your shoulder. Complete all of them, drop one by one, all the kids. Become you. When you become you, you are transformed. You are no more incomplete, inadequate cognition. You are no more incomplete, inadequate human being. You are complete. Please understand, every night sit with yourself, go back, allow yourself, let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening and see the past happening unclutched. You all know why that happened, why your brother has beaten you. He has beaten you. Why this happened in your life? It has happened in your life. With that clarity, if you relive, if you allow the reliving past happening, you will see the forms in which the incompletions happened in you will start melting away, withering away. Then you simply live completion. You are complete. More than this, no one can give a precise definition of completion. This is the most precise definition of completion. Most precise definition of completion of Mahadeva. Every day you will see that 300 kids you are carrying, 300 incompletions you are carrying, some 10 will melt, 20 will melt, 30 will melt, 40 will melt. All that forms, when it melts down, suddenly one day you are there all by yourself, Kevala, alone, without any incompletions. Just by yourself, all the inadequate cognitions of you melts away. When the inadequate cognitions of you melts away, the abundance you experience is Lakshmi. The root cause of all the poverty is you try to live with the same inadequate cognition even after growing up. A toy car is enough when you are a 5-year-old child. But when you are 25, you need a real car. Even after you become 25, you are just having the child toy car and playing around, saying, I am going in my car. What will happen? That is what exactly you are doing. It is time. Get into the real car. Drop your toy cars. Puppy love, puppy cars, puppy cognitions. Your Barbie dolls, puppy love and puppy cognitions. Everything should be discarded. Everything should be discarded. Unfortunately, society teaches you to discard your Barbie doll and puppy love, but not the puppy cognitions. The inadequate cognitions, the incompletions you created at that age. Discard all of that. Allow the completion happen in you. Look at your past, disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening, and even your form having lost its present characteristics is transformed. Look at your past, disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening, and even your form having lost its present characteristics is transformed. Let the weight, please understand, any weight you feel now is nothing but the old incompletion sitting on you like a child. Melt each of those incompletions. It is like you carry loads and loads of ice on you and suffer with the dehydration and no water. Melt the ice. One, your load will reduce. Second, you will have water. Whenever your incompletions are melted down, your incompletions melts down, you have the space of completion. You have more space of completion. You have more space for completion. Look at your past, disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening, unclutched. And even your form, having lost its present characteristics, is transformed. How you feel, how you see your childhood incompletion form, incomplete form, that will melt down, that will lose its power over you. You will be transformed. I tell you, this is the best definition on completion. I can say, anybody wants to learn the science of completion. No one can orate more than Mahadeva. No one can articulate more than Mahadeva. No one can present more than Mahadeva. No one can define more than Mahadeva. No one can describe more than Mahadeva. No one can spell it out more than Mahadeva. It is the definition of completion by Mahadeva. Sit. I am giving you the precise instruction from Mahadeva's definitions. Sit and decide that you are going to complete with some of this past incompletion, and let your attention be on the whole incompletion being relived with a clear understanding of unclutching. Identify why that happened, because it has happened. With that understanding, why that happened, because that happened. Why you reacted the way you reacted, because you reacted the way you reacted. Why the action, because the action. Why the reaction, because the reaction. Any past incident has no valid, adequate reason to the present conscious cognition. Any past reason cannot be adequate for the present cognition. Any past incident has no reason or cause for why it happened the way it happened. It just happened the way it happened, and it did not happen the way it did not happen. That's all. With this clarity, relive, you will see the form you are able to remember in which the incompletion happened will melt down, will lose its power over you. That is the definition that completion has happened. The incompletions have melted down. Go on, go on, go on. Other than the form you are having this moment, you should not be able to remember any form of the past. Then you become formless. Line happens as a line only it has a conflict with something else exists. Now, this moment will not create a line. But if I do the same on a board, that moment will become a line. Because there is a base, some other form on which this form exists. If there is only one form without the second form, even the one form does not exist. So this form will exist only if there is some other incomplete form supporting it. If all the incomplete form is taken out, even this form becomes formless. That is Advaita. That is the space of non-duality. Listen, this moment does not become a straight line if it is done in the air. The same moment done on a board becomes straight line because there is already another one form on which this form can stand. Same way, this form in you will exist if already there is an incomplete forms supporting its existence. If you remove all the incomplete forms, this form is not supported, it will just melt down. If the board is removed, code cannot stand. If all your incomplete forms are removed, this form also becomes formless. So when a formlessness walks into form, that is called grace. When a formlessness walks into form, that is called incarnation. It's a science of completion. It's a mathematics of completion. It's art of completion. It is history of
Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivoham Nithyanandeshwara Samarambam Nithyanandeshwari Madhyamam Asmadacharya Parayantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Yajamans, Srimahans, Mahants, Kotaris, Tanedars, visitors, YouTube subscribers, viewers, sitting with us through Nithyananda TV, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I'll continue on the Kenopanishad. Recite the verse along with me. Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Manoyat Vacho Havacham Savu Pranasya Pranaha Chakshus Chakshuhu Adimushya Dhiraha Pretyasmal Logat Amrita Bhavanti. Listen carefully. The whole Upanishad verse does not finger towards something, does not pinpoint anything. It is the ear of the ears, that by which one hears, the mind of the mind, speech of the speech, the prana of prana, chakshu, eye of the eye, understanding this, experiencing this, having liberated themselves, the enlightened beings. Here, the Upanishad is using the word dhiraha, means Please understand, Veera is a person who is able to put the knife in the right place on the enemy and kill him. Dhira is the person who is able to put the right understanding in the brain and conquer himself and achieve enlightenment. Listen, Veera is external, Dhira is internal. Veera is micromanagement of the actions, Dhira is the micromanagement of the being. Dhiraha prayatya smallokat amrita bhavanti. Whenever with ordinary human logic you try to define God, you mess up so badly. You give birth to demonic ideologies. Demonic ideologies means which kills millions of people who don't accept the ideology and who accept the ideology. That is what is demonic. Understand? Daiviga tattvas, divine philosophies means even if you practice little bit, so much good for you. So much you become complete. People around you become complete. You are celebration for others. Others are celebration for you. That's a divine principles. In Gita, Krishna says, Salpamapyasya dharmasya. Even little bit is practiced brings so much good, where people become more and more complete, more and more joyful, more and more blissful, more and more happy. Everyone around you feels you are a reason for them to celebrate. You feel everyone around you are the reason for you to celebrate. That is divine principles. Daiviga tattvas. Human principles means whoever practices are blessed. Listen, a human tattvas, philosophies means the person who practices will benefit. British, before they entered, we are the richest economy. Some stupid anti-Indian journalists these journalists, they have an audacity to tell, before British came, there was no concept of India. Then, I have a doubt, why did the British register the company called East India Business Company? If there was no concept of India, why did the British register their company as East India? These anti-Indian elements are so adamant, audacious. They say that before British there was no concept of India. Oh God. And you need to know, still many of the Western universities do not call Indic Studies Department as a Indic Studies Department or Indian Studies. They call Southeast Asia. South Asian Studies. Southeast Asian Studies. Just to remove our identity from us. No civilization suffered so much of identity crisis. so much of attack on their identity. So much of abusal. Before British came, we were the largest economy, richest economy. These fellows broke our backbone, swindled the whole thing, then pump little money through the so-called charity, through their missionaries. What is their job? Hitting on our identity more strongly with a lot of money. Hitting on our existence. Understand? Existence is all about food and being alive only for animals. For human beings, existence is all about identity. Who we are. It is all about who we are. That is what being attacked terribly. Terribly. That is what was attacked. The worst possible way. By a very powerful strategizing, cunning strategy plans. These are human level tattvas, principles. The demonic tattvas, demonic ideologies, oh God. Practicing means you have to kill others. Only eliminating others is the scale of how much you practice or not. Listen to these three ideologies. Daivic, divine ideologies. Who practices? You feel others are reason for you to celebrate, and others feel you are the reason for them to celebrate. Even if you practice little bit, svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahadobhayat. Svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahadobhayat. The human ideologies are people who practice. They feel good, but not others. They can be manipulated, misused, used like a weapon, like Brahmastra. Brahmastra itself is neither bad nor good. The person who uses decides whether it is good or bad. Third one, demonic ideologies. The moment you start practicing, you have to start killing, eliminating, excluding. First you kill all the fellows who don't accept the ideology. Now first actually you start killing all those who oppose. Then you start killing all those who don't oppose but don't accept also. Then even among the people who accepted, whoever is not coming all out to kill others, you start killing them. Understand the layers of killing. First, kill all those who oppose. Then, kill all those who don't oppose but who don't accept Completely. Then kill all those, even though who accepts but who is not actively killing along with you. Layers and layers of killing, that is the demonic ideology. Please understand. Unfortunately, the people who had a Devic philosophy were superficial. That is why I insist so much on having completely integrated to the Devic philosophy, being active on it. Understand? So much of bad has happened, not only because bad people are active, the demonic ideologies people were active, the Devic, divine ideology people were inactive. No, I am very clear this time. Vivekananda says very beautifully, devotion should become responsibility. He goes a little extreme. I want to exactly quote him. People are just singing, dancing, doing only bhajan, jumping, not being active in upholding Krishna's teachings. He talks about the particular situation. He says people only jump, sing, dance, roll in the name of Hare Krishna, Radha Krishna, Rama Krishna, and does not hold Krishna's ideology up, alive, keeping them. Beat them, he says. Beat them. I was really shocked when I read that. I thought, what is this? Looks like little violent. He's not telling kill them, no. He just wants to tell clearly, wake them up. Wake them up. The inactiveness of divine philosophy beings, inactiveness of divine principle people, inactiveness of the good philosophy people is equally responsible for all the sufferings of the world, not just activeness of the bad people alone. Not just activeness of the bad people alone. That is why this time I say Sangha is divine, because being active about what you believe, integrity towards what you believe, feeling responsible for what you believe is very important to balance, to bring the balance on the planet Earth. Bad people are so active. Good people are sitting and fantasizing about being active. Bad people are able to get thousands of youngsters to go and commit suicide, kill others and kill themselves. We good people are not able to get few youngsters to go and give up annadan, free food, free medicine. Free yoga and meditation. That is what I am wondering. Why bad people are able to get thousands of youngsters. Just if you see, last 3 years, I am not even going for 10 years, last 3 years, almost openly known informations, almost 22,000 youngsters have killed themselves for some ideology's sake. Means by killing others, killing themselves. That the demonic killing principles. I really wonder how they are able to generate so many thousands of youngsters to go and commit suicide. And we are not even able to generate 1% of that population to go and serve free food, to go and serve free medical care, to go and support people during the crisis, to go and support the people during natural calamities. Understand, good people are giving up ambitiousness. Bad people are highly ambitious. Goodness plus ambition put together is Nithyananda Gurukul. Tremendous goodness, tremendous ambitiousness, ambition with goodness, activism with authenticity, activism with authenticity. Don't first is YouTube live viewer. The person is asking, Swamiji, how can I move away from people who bring me down and don't want me to be successful? Swamiji, how do I deal with a toxic family? Please understand, just escape. No compromising will help you. Just escape. Do not be in the company of the people who are toxic. Only be in the company of people who are constantly making you powerful. Please understand, do not choose pleasant over good. Always choose good over pleasant. Sometimes people will be pleasant to you but not good to you. Always choose people who make you more and more authentic, more and more responsible, more and more integrated, more and more enriching, more and more powerful to your core. Do not choose pleasant, always choose good. People who choose pleasant will be cheated in few days. People who choose good will constantly be growing. I tell you, always choose good, not pleasant. If you have a choice, if something looks pleasant and something looks good in front of you and you are feeling what to do, always choose good, who empower you with authenticity, responsibility, enriching and awakening you, making you more and more powerful. Pleasant is short-term strategy. Good is life strategy. Choose good. Your life will be successful. Choose pleasant. Your day will be successful. If you choose pleasant, your day may be happy. choose good, life will be happy. Kathopanishad says very clearly, choose always right than pleasant. Anya shreyo anyadu daiva preyaha te upe nanarte purusham sunita dayoshraye adatanasya sadhu bhavati huyadertatya upreyo vranite. When it comes between Shreyaha and Preyaha, good and pleasant, always choose good, never pleasant. People who choose good succeed in the strategy of life. First, I want to tell you, the moment you feel the family is toxic, move away from them, be with the people who will make you powerful for some time. Evolve to a level where nobody will be able to bring you down, and then go back to them, go back to your family, bring them up. Instead of you going down, you will bring them up. But till then, you need some place where you can become strong and grow. Come to a space where nobody is able to bring you down. If you need that place, we are here. Come. This place, I am making this place Bengaluru Adinam only to help people to choose good, support them, enrich them with authenticity, with integrity, with responsibility, with enriching. Today I wanted the Vakyartha Sadas to be done on this subject. Good or pleasant? What are we choosing in our life every day? Where are we heading? Shreyaha or Preyaha? Good or pleasant? The Facebook status for all of you. Good or pleasant? What are you going to choose? With this, I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Om Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Samarambham Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus from all over the world. I welcome all the Sarvanyapeta Kartas, Yajamans, manifestors, Sarvaparityagis, Shri Mahans, Mahans, Kotaris, Tanedars, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasas, E-Gurukul students, Kailasas, NHU students, Paramashiva Ganas, Paramashivoham Season 9 participants, I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's direct and very important message. Listen intensely, sincerely, carefully and assimilate. Recognizing my identity as Paramashiva, me as manifestation of Paramashiva, especially the exclusive relationship you have over me, the exclusivity is the right you gain the moment you recognize my identity. Understand? Exclusivity and intensity, exclusivity and intensity in the relationship is the right you gain the moment you recognize, the moment you cognize my identity as Paramashiva. Understand? Listen to this very intensely. Keep two mirrors. Sit in such a way in one mirror, your face will reflect. In another mirror, this world, naturally the world only will reflect. Maybe you can sit next to the window, keeping the mirror, showing the sky. Listen. In reality, both mirrors are mirroring two different dimension, face of you. How much you feel you are your body, how much that is true. More than that, you are cosmos is true. You are part of this cosmos. You are verily, if I have to make more proper statement, you are verily the core and source of this cosmos consciousness. It's just like Paramashiva has 25 faces. You experiencing your body as you is one face of you. You experiencing your mind, emotions as you is one face of you. You experiencing your deep sleep state is one face of you. You knowing this whole cosmos is you is one face of you. Understand? If you recognize my identity as Paramashiva, you will recognize your identity as Paramashiva. If you recognize your identity as Paramashiva, one of the face of you is Paramashiva, you will simply recognize, I am Paramashiva. In these two, any one happens, you won the game. Life is all about that, that's all. life is too simple. It's all about living after recognizing your identity as Paramashiva or my identity as Paramashiva. That's it. I tell you, when I recognized Arunagiri Yogeshwara, my guru's identity as Paramashiva, I said Shivaya Namaha. When I recognized my identity as Paramashiva, I just said Shivoham. Understand? Living either as Shivaya Namaha or Shivoham. Both are okay, but this is life. Life is too simple. Beautifully, Gita says, 4th chapter, 9th sloka, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjunaha. O Arjuna, the one who knows the divinity of my happening and divinity of my actions in its true nature will not take one more birth after leaving the body and will get into me the supreme consciousness. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yadadi siddhaye yatadamapi siddhanam kaschinmam vetti tattvataha. The 7th chapter, 3rd sloka, Bhagavad Gita. Among thousands of men, rare one endeavors for perfection, even of the perfected ones who are diligent. One perchance recognizes who I am. Recognizing the identity of an incarnation is the fulfillment, completion of life. That's it. Bhaktya mamabhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tado mam tattvato jnatva vishade tadanantaram. Bhagavad Gita's 18th chapter, 55th sloka. By devotion he knows me in reality what and who I am. Then having known me in reality, he forthwith enters into the Supreme. I want all of you to read Bhagavad Gita decoded. See, I have given the best translation, word by word translation also. Read that book. Make study groups based on that book. Bhagavad Gita decoded. Do study groups based on that book. All the Kailasa-vasis, brahmacharis, sannyasis should memorize the whole verse and my translation, like chanting the verse and then chanting my translation, English translation. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veddi tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjunaha. O Arjuna, the one who knows the divinity of my happening and the divinity of my actions in its true nature will not take one more birth after leaving the body and will get into me the supreme consciousness. Like this, sit and chant in the same tune so you can memorize and it can just get into your system. It can become your thought current.
we can start having the complete Bhagavad Gita Jnana Yajnas everywhere. Means like every day you chant one chapter. It takes not more than 20 minutes. In 18 days you will finish. Maybe the longer chapters like a Moksha Sannyasa Yoga or the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga, will take 40 minutes. That's all. Bhagavad Gita is absolutely qualified to be considered as introduction book to Hinduism.
And manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva.
It's an amazing introduction to Hinduism. Surely whole Hinduism.
The auspicious program, the Kailasa Dharma Jyoti Religion and Worship Award Ceremony in celebration of the Global Conclave World Interfaith Harmony Week. I welcome all of you for this wonderful program. Today, we are recognizing the great services, contribution in the field of interfaith harmony of 10 prominent personalities, dignitaries from various religions from around the globe, from various religions, various faiths, traditions. 10 people are getting awarded. I congratulate all 10 of them for their great contribution in the field of interfaith harmony. We start with Grandmaster Fabio Venzi from Italy. Thank you for what you are doing, and thank you for who you are. Bishop Dalton J. Harding, Secretary of Calgary Interfaith Council, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Canada. Thank you. We sincerely thank you for who you are and what you are doing. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being who you are. Sister Uma Devanath, Brahmakumari's World Spiritual Organization, Trinidad Tobago. Thank you for who you are, and thank you for doing what you are doing. Father Brian McVeeny, Director of Ecumenical and Interreligious Affairs for the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of New York, Catholic, United States. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Father Brian McVeeny. Thank you for being who you are, and thank you for doing what you are doing. Reverend Hapin Im, President and Founder of Faith and Community Empowerment, Catholic, United States. Thank you, Reverend, for who you are and what you are doing. And Pandit Sunil Seetal Maharaj, Head and the Spiritual Leader of Ganeshotsava Foundation, Hindu, Trinidad Tobago. Thank you, Pandit Sunil Seethal Maharaj ji. Thank you for doing what you are doing, being who you are. Reverend Jumbo Mullah A, Bishop of Christ Church, Nakasongolo, South Sudan. Thank you again for what you are doing and who you are. Dr. Murali Krishna Bhuvanagiri Sharmaji, founder and head priest of Sankaramatam Vedic Academy, North Carolina, United States. Thank you, Dr. Murali Bhuvanagiri Samraj Sharmaji, for being who you are and doing what you are doing. When Datuk K. Sri Dhammaratna Ji from Malaysia, from Buddhist tradition. Thank you, Venerable Datuk K. Sri Dhammaratna Ji. Thank you for being who you are and thank you for doing what you are doing. Sri Raksh Joshi, Chairman for Jagran Society of Calgary, Alberta, Chairman for the Hindu Society of Beaumont, Alberta, Canada. Sri Raksh Joshi, thank you for being who you are and doing what you are doing. I sincerely thank all of you for who you are and what you are doing. And I sincerely thank you all for accepting this Kailasa Dharma Jyoti Religion and Worship Award. Thank you, every one of you, for what you are doing to humanity and for interfaith harmony. Thank you for being who you are and thank you for doing what you are doing. Paramashiva's message on this auspicious occasion, directly from Kailasa, religion is the science of consciousness and cosmos. It has two components, the pure science part and applied science part. All religions have pure science, like universal values, universal truths, time-tested, foolproof, universal truths. Pure science part and applied science. How we apply that pure science in our lives. Some religions may have more percentage of the pure science. Some may have less percentage, but all religions will have naturally the pure science, universal truths as their foundation, fundamental existence, their core component. If we all, religious leaders, spiritual leaders, if we all decide to focus more on the universal truths, pure science, and not have deep states influence in our applied science, not influence the deep state through our applied science, we will all transform the world in no time. We all religious leaders, leaders of faith organizations, religious organizations, religious influencers,
spiritual leaders, if we all decide our applied science part, our organization, our faith infrastructure should neither influence the deep state nor get influenced by the deep state. And if we stop using fear and greed, any deep state strategies like a war, deep states desires to conquer a land, grab a country, being used as a tool for political advantage, if we all decide to keep ourselves away from it and focus on the pure science, we will transform the world in no time, I tell you. If we need to save the planet Earth for humanity, it is only religious leaders who can do, not by political leaders. Political leaders are going to care only about how long they can retain power. Political leaders will not bother about the world getting destroyed. Next day they get down from the power. That will be their agenda. Because only if the society and their nation collapses after they lose the power, they are going to go down in the history as the great leaders. See, after that great leader, the whole country collapsed. Every leader expects this statement to be written in the history, that after they stepped down, after they stopped ruling, the nation collapsed. So that the history will remember them as the great leaders. We should know it's only religious leaders who are going to feel for the humanity and planet Earth. It is we who care for the next generation. It is we who care for the world. If we all decide, even if it is little difficult, if we all come to the conclusion, it is time we won't allow the deep state's influence into our organization, and we will not allow our organization to influence the deep state. We will all transform the world in no time. And I tell you, we are all in a spot, in a situation where the religious harmony is not luxury, it's a survival need. It's a survival need. If we all just stick to our declared, publicly declared agenda, without letting the deep state to put their agendas into our organization, and we not putting our hidden agendas into the deep state. That's more than enough. I feel that's a solution. Not only we will be able to keep the interfaith harmony, we can keep the planet Earth safe and alive. We religious leaders, we people of faith, we people of book and God, we people who look up to the higher forces for our existence and the planet Earth's existence. It's we all
care for the continuity of the humanity. Continuity of the humanity exists on planet Earth. Political leaders will focus only on their branding in the history. They are not going to be bothered about the safety of the planet Earth or the safety of the humanity. So I feel it's all of us need to be responsible, that we don't allow politicians' undeclared deep state agendas penetrating into our organizations. Some of our organizations' deep state agendas not influencing, using the deep state of the nations. All nations have deep state. Let's agree to this truth. Let's not hide. Let's not be in denial. All nations have their deep state. Means the undeclared agendas of the politicians executed by few influencers who are ready to do any illegal, dirty work. All countries have the network of deep state, which does undeclared, non-transparent activities. If we religious leaders all come together and decide, let's keep deep state away from us, neither we will benefit by the deep state agendas, nor we will allow the deep state agenda, deep state to benefit using our organizations. That's all. I think 90% of the problem among the religions, among the faiths will be solved if we just keep deep state people away. All of us religious people, by our very core, by our very nature, we love peace. All of us who are here, all of us want our library books to be straight. Some of us may not even want to change the location of the book. We all want, after our breakfast, we should be able to pick up the book which we want from our book library cupboard and spend time with our books, contemplate, meditate, do our personal spiritual practice, support our congregation to strengthen their conscious being. We all want this. Fundamentally, we are all peace lovers. That is why we chose religion. We chose faith as our lifestyle, as our full-time life. Not just career, as our living, as our life. We all chose. So it is we all who need to decide to keep planet Earth alive, peaceful for our next generation. For our next generation.
my humble request to all the influencers in the field of religion and faith, heads of various religious organizations, my humble request, let's keep the deep state influencers and their agendas away from our organization. Let's make this one resolution. Fundamentally, deep state wants to use religion to expand their territories, to consolidate their influence over the common mass, control and manipulate the common mass. Let us not become part of the deep state's agendas. Let's keep ourselves to the pure science, the universal values on which we founded our faiths and traditions, and our declared agendas. No religion. No religion declares terrorism and conversion as their agenda. But the deep state influencers use religious leaders and organizations and turn them out in practical ground level life, use them, manipulate them for their agendas. If we religious leaders decide to God, our organizations saying no to all deep state influences and deciding we will not influence deep state. Let deep state want to expand their territory, let them use army, let them not use religion. Let it be a declared open war between one country and the other country. Let them manage their agendas. Let us not be party to the deep state's agendas. I feel even if few of us, handful of us, start setting a trend, we will not be part of the deep state agendas. We will not lose our conscious sovereignty, our allegiance to God, our allegiance to cosmos, our allegiance to the pure cosmic science. We will be more chaste towards that than the deep state's agendas, influences, and deep states interfering into our affairs. If we stop them and keep them away, not only we will all be peaceful inside our organization, we will all radiate so much peace. Bishop Dalton G is sending a message. beautiful message of peace and our shared desire of religious leaders to build harmony and work for the common good. Thank you. Thank you, Bishop Dalton Hardingji. Thank you for your message. And I really feel we need to have a nice network who all say no to politicians and no to deep state influencers influencing religious organizations and using us for their agendas, hidden agendas. We should neither be vote bank for them nor be source of power for them. We should be source of power only for God. God is the only source of power for us. We should be the source of power only for God. If we all decide, we won't allow deep state influences into our organization, and we will also not allow our people to influence deep state. 90% of the world problems will be solved. So Rahul Aswani is asking what deep state means. Listen, deep state means in all country, in all nation, there will be a network of individual influences across the political party, right wing, left wing, judiciary, executive, legislative, media, across all influences. There will be individuals networking for quid pro quo activities, which is absolutely illegal, undeclared, sometimes even will be anti-national. They do anything and everything for each other's individual interests, undeclared agendas, non-transparent working methodology. They use everything. They use the gray area. Sometimes they even use the black area. They do anything to fulfill their interests and agendas without being bothered about the larger interest of the nation, without being bothered about the cause, the idea for which the nation stands. That gang is what I call deep state. Deep state does not care about humanity. Deep state does not care about constitution. Deep state does not care about jurisprudence. Deep state does not care about law. Deep state does not care about society. Deep state does not care about nation. Deep state is more like a shadow government, and deep state does not even care about each other's interests after they are used. Deep state gets formed as a quid pro quo, supports each other's as long as the other person is needed. Once the other person's use is over, even the other person is discarded, flushed out. That's a danger of the deep state. Getting associated with the deep state is the worst danger in getting associated with the deep state is once your utility is over, they flush you out first because they know you know about their dirty work. Deep state exists almost in all countries. I should say almost in all countries.
if we religious leaders, if we religious organizations, if we religious influencers, if we spiritual leaders, if we people of book, people of God, people of dress code, people of ropes, if we decide we will not allow deep state people to influence our organization, and we will not allow our organization to influence deep state people, we will bring so much peace, so much love, so much bliss to planet Earth. I also wanted to mention one more important truth. It's a little hard, bitter, but truth. Mass is losing faith on religious leaders because we are not doing what we need to do. We are supposed to maintain our allegiance, our integrity to God, our book, our rope, our declared agendas. But unfortunately, in practical life, when the mass starts seeing the deep state ganging up with the religious leaders and religious leaders allowing the deep state to manipulate religion, the mass is losing faith on the need of the religion and on the need of religious leaders. So we religious leaders need to wake up to this truth, rebuild common mass, common people's trust on us by proving that we are not part of any deep state agenda or any deep state influence. I request all 10 of us today who are here, if we all form a core group and say no to deep state, we are open to associate ourselves with any transparent declared agendas of the nation. We are not anti-national, we are not anti-social. We will cooperate, collaborate with the declared agendas. Open, transparent, declared agendas of the nation is welcome. But we will not allow deep state influences to penetrate our organizations, and we will not allow our organization to use the deep state influences, because once we expect some favor from the deep state people, they are going to use us. It's going to be quid pro quo. Understand, I faced worst persecution in my life, multiple assassination attempts. My organization's infrastructures, temples were burnt, demolished, attacked. I faced lawfare, false accusations, scandals. I have faced so much, but I never allowed the deep state influencers to enter into my organization
or deep state influences to sit across the table with me and negotiate. I said no. No relationship with the deep state influences. If I decided to have a negotiation with the deep state influences and settle, allow their agendas, I would not have lost what I lost. My whole organization would have been with me, but I would have been only the head of the organization, not the representative of the God. So I decided I'll be chaste to God than to the organization infrastructure. If we religious leaders, religious influencers, if we decide no deep state influence inside my organization, and my organization will not enter into any form of relationship with the deep state influences, with the shadow government people. I tell you, three things will happen if we all decide. One, we will all be peaceful with absolute certainty about ourselves and our life and our future. That's one. Second, we will gain the faith and trust of the youth, the next generation. Next generation is turning into atheist, materialist, anti-religious in alarming speed. More than the speed of the global warming, human beings turning away from God, religion, cosmic science, spirituality is the biggest threat, and the speed is much more than the speed of the global warming. If we decide to keep deep state away from us, we will regain the trust and faith of the next generation, youngsters, youth. Youth is no more interested in getting exploited. Youth is no more interested with people who are working with hidden agendas. We will gain the trust and faith of the next generation, who are the future of planet Earth. Third, above all, we will save planet Earth and humanity, the only home human beings have. The only home human beings have. We can't afford the deep state to destroy planet Earth. Actually, it is we religious leaders need to keep the check and balance. We are okay with politicians ruling the planet Earth. After all, they decided to spend their life on it, and let them rule. But they have no right to destroy it. They have no right to eliminate it. We can't allow that. We need planet Earth for next generation. It's only we, the people of book, we, the people of God,
We, the people of rope, we, the people of faith, can keep planet Earth safe for the next generation. So I sincerely request all the influencers who are here today, let's form a core group with one agenda. We, the people of book, we, the people of God, we, the people of rope, will keep deep state away from us. No quid pro quo. No quid pro quo with the deep state. We will work only the transparent way with declared agendas, with people who are in real power. People who are in real power, the real president, real prime minister, who is constitutionally valid, real statesman with the real agenda in an open and transparent way. We will work only with real people, real statesmen, real agendas, transparent. If we decide only this one decision, all statesmen will have one layer around them who influence the statesmen for the vested interests of others and influence others for the vested interests of the statesmen. This network does anything and everything illegal, immoral, antisocial, to fulfill their vested interests and agendas. This is what I define as a deep state. That's all. That's all. I know I was too open. Actually, I took the risk of opening up and verbalizing this openly in a public platform. But I want to tell you, I have faced everything already. I have faced multiple assassination attempts. I have faced lawfare. Everything possible. With the grace of Paramashiva, not only I survived, Paramashiva protects me, and Paramashiva continues to make me successful and fulfill his agendas through me. Because of that, today I openly verbalized it. If we keep up the transparent declared agendas as our life, I know for sure we will regain the trust and faith of the next generation. Next generation can be part of religion. See, we are
literally in crossroads. The majority of the next generation, the youth, is taking the exit from religion, exit from faith communities, exit from spiritual ecosystems. Because they are seeing our declared agendas and the decisions made in decision rooms are becoming different. The gap is getting more and more. We, people of God, we, people of book, we, people of rope, can't afford to continue to be in denial, can't afford to continue to be in the mood of everything is well, everything is okay, or one day everything will become okay. No. It's we, people of book, we, people of God, we, people of rope, we, people of faith, need to decide we need planet Earth for next generation. We can't allow politicians to destroy it. As long as politicians are ruling it, we are okay. But we should not allow politicians to destroy it. So we religious leaders, spiritual leaders, should create an ecosystem where we keep ourselves away from deep state influences. I lost everything because I did not allow deep state influences to manipulate and use my organization. But I have God with me. I am so peaceful and I feel I lived my purpose. I feel I have fulfilled my purpose. I have no regrets. I can face my God with the tremendous peace, love, honesty, and integrity. I fulfilled His agendas. I worked only for God's agendas. Never influenced or allowed deep state to influence my organization. I can declare this with all my integrity to people and God. If we all show to the next generation, surely we will gain the trust and faith of the next generation. And we, the people of God, we, the people of book, we, the people of rope, we, the people of faith, we, the people of spirituality, we, the people of religion,
We, the people who are believed, trusted by the common mass, there for their liberation and deliverance. We, the people to whom common mass opens their vulnerable space called faith and trust, we need to work only for transparent declared agendas of religion and transparent declared agendas of nations. I sincerely request all the religious leaders, let's start forming the core group. Let's not bother about the number is too small. See, all great things started in a very small way. Strength of our vision is our real asset. The power of our integrity to our vision, the faith we carry towards our agendas, our vision, that is our real asset. With that, surely we can save the planet Earth together for next generation. We can save humanity together, keep them alive for the next generation. We should keep the planet Earth the only home human beings have, at least as on now. Thank you all. Thank you for being here. That's all for now. Thank you. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam Paramadvaitam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa, Maha Kailasa, Paramashiva, Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.